Welcome back to the channel. Now, I know what you're probably thinking at this moment, that this isn't the love boat. And you would be correct. But it does have a set of long tube headers that we will be using at some point on the love boat. And technically speaking, that point might get here sooner than we all expected. So, while I don't really feel like working on anything else at the moment on the love boat, and there's plenty to do, I figured I would start working on this, because these headers are also going to come, I'm pretty sure they'll fit on a love boat. They're BBK 1 3/4 long tubes, and basically the same headers that are on Pro Stock, and we were going to use them on the love boat before all this Kevin and 55 Chevy nonsense got started up. So, but since they're technically on Pro Stock at the moment, well, we're going to need another set of headers. And these are perfect. These are perfect technically for the love boat. Because we were, again, going to take them off of this car anyway. We had every intention of putting some shorties and stuff on it, changing heads on this car for Teresa to race at Holt. But who knows what's going to happen to Holt? We don't know. The old saying that no news is good news, well, that's not necessarily always true. So there's really nothing being said about it. So anyway, long story short, we need these headers. They were technically going to come off anyway. Might as well go ahead and do it. Oh, what is it? So there we go. Tires are aired up. We've got all the bolts out except for the very front, very back on both sides. And we'll jack it up some, get the mufflers off of it, and then probably put it up on jack stands. We're probably going to take the motor loose and you know, to get them out and everything. They don't just, for the most part, I don't remember them sliding in and out. So we're probably going to have to see if we can finagle them out, you know. But that's how it goes. First you money, then you close. Take the steer. I have to jack the motor up there too, so let me get the motor mounts loose and we'll jack it up a little bit. All right, we took the steering shaft loose. Victory. Someone modified this one. I don't know if you can actually tell or not, but that is some quality tweaking right there. But I would argue that those are better than what's on it now. Sorry guys, much like Maverick, I had the shot, I took the shot. I don't want to hear about the hard deck. Yeah, I kind of had to have both hands on this one. And we lost one spark plug. That's pretty good. So, and we had to use the pipe. But we have got headers out. Now we just got to get the motor set back in. here they are. 1 3/4 baby cars, with the infamous like 2 1/4 inch collector or outlet. So, but what we have on there now is 1.5 inches with, I think it's like a 3-inch collector, but it looks really small. So it might be 2.5 inch. We might trim this up some. David will be yelling at us to put a 3-inch collector on there. But we'll leave it as is for the moment, I guess. We're not trying to set the world on fire. Yeah. But we're going to put these on at some point. I mean, I don't know. Like I say, there's a lot of stuff going on in the background. So we just don't know. Just don't know. So anyway, there are decisions to be made. But anyway, this is not going to end this video. We'll maybe start working on the springs. I don't know. We can cut the windows. We can do the windows. We got stuff to do. It's just not stuff I really want to do. I just want to drive it, sort of. But anyway, I'm glad I got these out. This is a crap job. Obviously, Hand Puppet and Hand Puppet's brother, Hand Mitten, they are look like they've been tussling, doing something. So, yeah, cool. All right, we'll see you guys in the next clip. How about that? Got the old dog looking respectable. Technically, we just bolted the hood on, some sort of. The problem is we can't get it open. Oh gosh, you gotta like have a screwdriver to pry it up. But I just wanted to put it on. I'm thinking about once we do the springs. Honestly, I'm doing everything I can to avoid doing stuff like the springs. I just don't feel like doing it, man. I'm just tired. I just don't want to do that job. But what I'm getting at is do the springs. I put up the video about the springs, and I said something about maybe cutting them. And yes, if you cut springs, that does increase the spring rate, but I wasn't talking about cutting like 3 coils off. It was like maybe a coil, maybe a half a coil, maybe cutting no coils, because I'll probably just put them in stock. I want to see what these look like, how they look compared to the other ones as far as the diameter and height. And once I see that, then I'll really kind of have an idea more of if I want to go ahead and cut like a coil off, which still isn't going to like increase the spring rate. I got to do something technically. I know some people kind of like it, and it doesn't look terrible with the hood off and the scoop on it. Kind of has a kind of weird, rat fink kind of look. But I got to be honest too. This thing is not going to be fast, and that bugs me a little bit. But like I said earlier in the vid, there's stuff going on behind the scenes, and so who knows where it's all going to shake out. I just put the headlight back in and put the side marker light on over here, just because I wanted to look more. I want to see how it looked more complete. Of course, the doors aren't shut all the way, so it does that. But I was thinking about, like I say, cutting the underhood bracing. This hood is really light. It's aluminum, so I think it's 30 pounds with the brackets or the hinges. And we took the shock absorbers off, so it will open and close easily. So if we cut the bracing out, which we would do anyway, because we're thinking about putting the Boss 9 scoop on here, I meant to actually bring it, and I was kind of loath for a while to cut the hood. I was like, I don't really want to cut the hood, but at this point, I don't. That was some months ago, because I didn't really know, how the car was going to look. I kind of knew how it was going to look in my head, but as you do things to cars, and you're like your ideas change, or your vision changes a little bit, and you're like, you tweak the design a little bit. So for me, I've been tweaking the design in my head as we do things to the car. So what I'm getting at is I'm not worried about cutting the hood. How about that? But I don't want to go crazy cutting a big hole in it for the plexi scoop. I'll do something small, cut a circle for the air, to seal the air cleaner, and then maybe put the Boss 9 scoop on it. I may just put the Boss 9 scoop on and just drill some holes for it and set it on there and see how I like it. Especially once I get the front end down and get the Boss, and we put the Boss scoop on it, I may really like the way it looks. I'm also kind of starting to really like the way these wheels look on it, but I'm giving up some weight. I'm compromising versus what I would normally be running on it. But again, who knows? I'm just yakking. So, but anyway, that's what I've been doing. I got off work. I put the hood. I'm doing these little cosmetic projects. You know, moving the seat and doing little goofy stuff, getting those headers off and things like that in preparation for the future. So anyway, let me pry the hood. I may go ahead and drill some holes for some hood pins, and you know, so it would at least be secure from the front. Anyway, so all right, I dig this car. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea. I get that, but I kind of dig this thing. It'll, you know, it's just slow, and I hate going to the track and having to make excuses or having to not be able to run it to its potential as far as like launching the car and things like that. That really bugs me. I don't like to have to go up there and, you know, pussyfoot around with it. You know, I want to go up there, you know, like the common terminology now is send it, you know, full rip, full send. You know, that's how I like to do it. I don't like to go up there and have to baby it. Like, oh, hey, I don't want to break this, guys. It's like, no, let's go up there and let's put it on the two-step. Let's get the cone put out on us on a Lincoln, for Christ's sakes. Anyway, a lot of yakking, but we are doing something. I want you guys to know that we're doing something. I'm also thinking about changing the shift light. One of the subscribers to the channel and guy I talked to, Derek Yates. He's the guy that sent this two-step to us. And he also sent me a shift light, an autometer shift light that's, you know, pill activated. I could mount it here. I could just mount it on here, or I could mount it. I was thinking about putting something off of here where it's more kind of in my line of sight. And honestly, this thing looks to me like a robot, like a body, and this is the head. And I keep waiting for it to talk to me. It's I don't know. There's something about it that's kind of freaking me out. Not freaking me out, but I just look at it and I want to like shift the car, robot voice. I'd rather maybe have like a autometer up here or something. I don't know. Maybe I could. Ooh, actually, I could probably take this and mount it up here. And maybe, ooh, that I might be able. Look at that. I just invented something. Well, you know, I just created. Anyway, let me see about hood pins or whatever. I don't know. We gotta start doing these stupid springs on the front. I don't want to do it, guys. I don't want to do it. Don't make me. That guy right there, he don't care what I want to do. Look at that. That dude right there, man. He does. It is literally zero F you know what's given. So that's what I'm talking about right there. Okay, let's get to work. This is kind of where we decided to give it a shot. Looks like it's gonna work. We may have to trim the scuff plate just a hair, but just this would put them offset from each other, which I'm sure would drive some people's OCD crazy, maybe my own. Not that I really have it, but even that I might go, ugh. So now we'll set the hood down. We got some never sees to kind of see if we can mark it, then drill a hole in it, see how it looks. All right, we just got to enlarge our hole a little bit. Like I say, once we get it shut, I don't know how we're going to get it open. We may have to trim, like, I don't know. I should have maybe thought this through a little bit. You put a pull handle right here. Oh, Lord. I'll figure something out. I just realized that we still had 2 of the 44 Magnum scuff plates. So now we look like a straight gangster. That thug life. I thought we was gonna have to just use the regular metal. Yeah, look at Hand Puppet, man. He's been getting it on right there. So now we look like a straight gangster, front and back. Man, this thing is freaking dirty. I'm actually probably gonna wash it at some point. Yeah, it's dirty white car, man. But yeah, so we'll be matching the front and the back. Be sweet. Cool deal. So let me make sure the other side fits too perfectly. All right, we did just a rough hack to get that piece out. I mean, well, literally everything we do is rough, but this was rougher, just whip, just so we'll make sure with the carburetor, and we've got our pins in. I mean, listen, I know there's people that dig the gasser, or whatever, kind of, and I'll admit that I'm not going to sit here and say that I 100% hated it. I wasn't a fan of it to begin with, but it was starting to grow on me. But, and again, this is in the building, so we can't see a big view of it because it's a big car. But let's be honest, this thing with the front end set down, set level, even if it's got a tiny bit of rake, with the Boss 9 scoop on it, that's kind of cool. I mean, that's kind of cool looking. Could be kind of cool looking. I don't know. Can always take the hood back off. It's not a big deal. It's just 4 bolts. We'll just take the hood off, put the scoop back on. I mean, nothing's permanent. Well, I mean, you know, not in that sense. Nothing's permanent. I got to get me a piece of molding. I can't be running around having my car looking rough. But anyway, yeah, I mean, that's kind of cool. I'm kind of digging it. Like I say, I hate having a hood off because the car's slow. You know, I mean, you roll up there with no hood on, a plexi scoop, and they're like, "Ooh, look at this," and it runs like 840, and you're like, "Hey." Of course, they don't show no times that more, so no one would know how fast it was. But I would know, and you know, that's the part that I can't reconcile with, is that I would know. So, I mean, I'm pleased with that. I had planned on taking it for a little scoot around the plant this afternoon, but it's basically time to go. I piddled my afternoon away, but you know, I feel like I got some stuff accomplished. I mean, I'm down with this. It's pretty rad. Just gotta get that nose down, get that boss. I'm gonna bring the scoop tomorrow, and then we'll be able to check it out. So, all right, well, I'll see you guys in the next clip. We have beheaded our robot, and God, it's a super fancy. I mean, look at that. We put the bends in it. I know, right? Someone's gonna say, well, why didn't you put it up here? Because that's not how I do it, man. I tech screwed that bad boy in, but I think I can live with that. As you can tell, I've just got the Boss scoop set up on the hood, but I was messing with this, and we'll see how we like this. You know, I think I can live with it. Like I say, we could put the odometer in, and I mean, that is still an option, but I'm gonna see how I like this first, because it just keeps the wiring simple. I don't have to put any, have to wire that in or anything. So it's kind of got a weird vibe to it, which it's a different kind of weird. It's a weird that it's kind of cool weird. Different kind of weird, in case you guys didn't know that. Well, here we go. Here's our scoop situation. That's, I just got it set up there, but that's pretty close. Here, let me move the light out of the way for us. I was peeking under the thingamadoo. It's like having cowl induction. I mean, look at all that heat will just flow out from under there. Let's look at this deal. I don't necessarily hate it. I mean, I don't hate it. I'm not sure if I love it either. That's always the problem. Granted, if it was bolted down, it would, but it's not bolted down. Like I say, I don't hate it. I just don't know if I love it. or if I'd rather have the Lexan or the Plexi scoop sticking out. So I don't know. That's pretty close to where the Plexi would be sticking out. And honestly, it looks like really small with this giant hood. That's pretty close. I'm probably off center just a little bit. What I should do is I should put a bolt in it and then drill a hole where the carburetor stud would be, and then I can exactly kind of line things up. Now, if I did cut it and put the Plexi in, the scoop would cover the hole if I didn't like it. And I don't know how high it would sit out because I haven't actually kind of measured the carburetor height to the hood line. So there is that to consider as well. I don't know. Not 100% sure that I love that either. Anyway, let me look. To sort of put things in perspective, here's our hood to carburetor clearance. We're actually pretty good. So if we had the Plexi scoop on, I mean, it would barely be sticking out of the hood. Now, of course, this intake's not probably going to be on here forever, and that's a 1.975, basically a 2-inch spacer. So now, of course, if we put the Boss scoop on, we would just put an air cleaner with the rubber sealer around it. That some of you guys may remember. There is one laying around here for sure. There it is. Here's two of them because they're cut. Yeah, we ran this on the fail TD. You know, it worked. Did what we needed to do. So yeah, there is that option. So honestly, I think the Plexi scoop is kind of out of the picture. Put the Boss 9 scoop on there and call it good. And just seal it up. I mean, I don't know. I'm more happy with the shift light, the shift light deal, than I am with the hood scoop deal. So, anyway, let me maybe drill some holes, mount scoop down, see how it looks. Alrighty then, we've got a bolt sticking out of the hood of our Lincoln. So that's it's actually, what's funny is that the motor or the engine actually sits in this thing more centered than it does like in a Mustang, or at least in my Mustangs. So they're always way over here a bunch. So it's pretty good. So now we know where the carb is sitting. We can look at, you know, maybe how we're gonna put our scoop down and do our hole for our air cleaner. We'll have this whole thing wrapped up here in just a little bit. Ooh, that might be nice too if the rubber part helps push the hood up when I take the hood pins out. That would, Bruce Yoda told me, he said just put like a coil spring or something, a little, you know, some kind of spring that just, as soon as you take the pins out, it kind of just lifts it up just enough to where you can get your fingers in there. And I went, you know, I'm one of those people that at times I can be an out of the box thinker, but a lot of times I get caught like everyone else. I just get caught in the trap of seeing exactly what's in front of me and thinking in conventional ways to solve the problem. And Bruce does not think like that. He's an out of the box thinker. It's just, there's only problems and solutions to him. That's pretty close, or at least close enough for government work. You can see the stud in there, and whoops, and you can see the carb bolt. So we really can't go back much more. So that's gonna be it right there. So let me mark it and drill some holes, and then we'll bolt it down and see how it all looks. For the record, I'm notoriously bad at marking and drilling things. So I drilled the first two and dropped them in, and then I can double check my back. That looks good. Fortunately, there's only 4. The Pro Stock, see that one, I need to move it in just a hair. The old Super Stock scoop that I used to run on the Fail TD had like 6. No, I think it had 7 Yeah, 3 down the side, 1 in the center, and 3 down the other side. That's 7. And wow. Oh, you know what I should do when I do stuff like that? I should make a pattern. Just use a piece of cardboard. Man, oh well. That'd be smarter. Well, there it is. You guys tell me. We are gonna have to, the bracing for the bottom of the hood, the stud's not long enough to go through it. I mean, we drilled all the way through the bracing. We're gonna have to bring a hole saw and just make us a little access hole to put the bolts in. Not a big deal, but just one of those things. But so what do you guys think? Again, we don't have the hole for the hood cut or nothing, so it's, I think I made the right decision. I think that looks more subtle, so to speak. You know, looks like some kid, even though I don't look like a kid, some kid's grandma gave him a car and he's hopping it up. Thanks, Granny. And she's like, son, 1 year only 5 liter, and you can never go wrong with 8.2 push rod power. Never. I mean, you just can't. And I will argue to the end of time anyone says differently. Just can't go wrong with them. Great little motors. Anyway, so that's what it looks like. Get it side. Like I say, it's such a big car, man. If this thing had you know, God, can you imagine this thing with like some kind of like windshield style snorkel on it? Big block, tunnel ram, big block. I don't want to get anybody all worked up over anything like that. That is what gas it, you know, for E-free 93 at $5 a gallon. I don't think we're going to be doing no tunnel ram big blocks anytime soon. So we have to get that situation's going to have to get under control before we start looking at that. But yeah, I mean, I like it. I think I like it better with the hood on and the scoop than I did with no hood and the plexi scoop. I mean, once we get again, like I said, we get the front end down, and it's going to start kind of looking the way I thought it would look. It gives it, I don't want to use the term street car, but it gives it a little bit more of a kind of, it's a little subtle without being just bland. So, but again, I know I say this all the time, it's not everyone's taste, but I kind of dig it. I don't kind of dig it, I do dig it. Now we just get that down a little bit. You know, it'd be nice to get about 3 or 4 inches out of it. I just don't see that happening. So, all right, maybe I'll look at cutting the hole for the carb and the air cleaner stuff. I don't know. I have to think about it. That almost resembles a hole. Looks better than what I normally cut. We got jiggy with it, got jiggy out, and you know, hey, it's close. There we go. We are pretty much sealed up. So, all right. Now, like I say, all we gotta do is we gotta bring the hole saw in and get this back, and then we can bolt scoop down, and boom, that job is done. That's right. Hey, this has already gotten really long and with not a lot going on, so I'm gonna go ahead and end this video here, and we'll pick up again in the next video with stuff we gotta do. So thanks for commenting. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for all the ways you guys support the channel. Hey, we've used 6 hood pins that you guys sent us, and we sure do appreciate those. Thanks for watching. And let me know what you think about the hood scoop. If you like the hood scoop better than flat hood, I mean, flat hood's out the window now, but if you like the hood scoop or not, I mean, it doesn't really matter. I'm just curious, I guess, is what it boils down to. I like it. I didn't know how I'd feel about it at first when I was setting it on there, but now that it's actually on and I've got the sealed air cleaner deal, I like it a lot better. It's kind of functional, or it is functional to me, and I really like that. So, but I want to know what you guys think, if you like the hood scoop or not. The plexi just wasn't going to work for the way the height of the carburetor and stuff. So anyway, So until next time on Substandard Leader and Hot Rod 90 Town Car, linking videos on this here YouTube and some Fox stuff too. We still got Mustangs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we still got Mustangs. So we'll see you guys in a van. We'll see you guys in the next video.